Yeah, but Vortex, why would this country exist if it weren't for choice? Okay? I think that the reason why this country is bad is because people don't know what choices they really have. And they can't help but subject themselves to the wrong ones if they don't know that. So for example, you don't have to pay attention to the news media. If you don't pay attention to the news media does not affect you. Okay? Now I say this because the news media is fake. Just because everybody else around you is watching it does not mean that you have to, and it doesn't mean that you have to care. Now granted, I think that it is somewhat important to be aware of what other people are doing and what other people are thinking is happening. But if it's depressing you, stop watching it. If it's lowering your vibrational frequency and making you feel bad, and you're not like doing anything positive as a result, then yeah, it's not a good thing. But you know, when people say, I don't have a choice, I have to do this, I have to buy this, I have to go here, I have to go along with this. Like, you really don't. Like, you could make different decisions. You just choose not to. So stop lying to yourself, stop lying to everybody else, and acting like you don't have a choice in the matter. You always have a choice in the matter. It's just that you're not going to get the things that making that choice would get you, you know? So like, if you decide, I don't want to participate in this thing that everybody else is participating in, yeah, you're probably not going to get the party favors and all that, you know? You're definitely not going to get the approval of most people. Your family's probably going to hate you. At the very least, they're going to disagree with you and think that you're a total nut job. But you know, that's fine. First of all, I am a nut job, but just not the kind of nut job that my family thinks I am. I'm a pistachio job, okay? That's like the best nut in the world. They're so expensive. But, you know, I tell myself they're worth it. Like $8. Like $8 for like a package of them. It's ridiculous. Yeah. That's true. But yeah, like, if you make different choices, you're gonna have to pivot. So, you either have to make different choices and sacrifice things from the world that you think are necessary or that you think you need. You know, like, you'd be amazed as to how much stuff you actually don't need. But because we live in the West, it's like we have all these petty conveniences and we have all these things that have conditioned us to not really appreciate, you know, having skin. You know, it's nice to have skin. Trust me, I know, because I've had shingles. So, it's just things we take for granted, you know, just having like functioning organs and being able to see, being able to hear. It's like all that people do now is just distract themselves from the human experience. And yeah, if that's what I did all day, I'd be fucking depressed. Because on some level, like, I would know that I was doing that. Now, maybe these people don't have any idea because they're blockheads and they don't think thoughts and they don't feel feelings and they don't have a conscience and they don't have a soul. And I do believe that about a lot of people these days. I mean, I work with some people like that. It's like they cannot wait to get on their phone, dude. It's like, I've seen so many people, like, they're on their phones and they have work obligations. Like, this bag needs to be handed out the window because they paid for this food. And the drive-thru person is just on their phone and they don't give a fuck. Like, you can't tell me that smartphones aren't the problem. Okay? Now, granted, there are plenty of people that have smartphones that don't behave that way, but there are far more people that do, especially this generation. Okay? And I'm not trying to badmouth the whole Zoomer generation or anything, but I mean, they actually didn't have a choice because their parents forced them to upgrade their phones. And that's fucked up, if you ask me. I know nobody's asking, but you should ask me. All the time you should ask me. What would Amy do? Amy wouldn't go along with society all because society is mad about it. Okay? Like somebody today. This kid that just started working. Now he actually works. I'm not knocking his work ethic. He's a great worker. But it's like my other coworkers were telling him, like, yeah, she's old school. Like, she doesn't even watch television. Like, she has TVs, but they only function to play like old school technology, and she doesn't even watch anything. And she has a flip phone, and he asked me, like, do you watch Andy Griffith? My dad watches Andy Griffith, okay? It's not like I'm obsessed with this old version of America that never existed, okay? Like, things were better back then because they were simpler. That's why. It's not because people had morals. They've never had morals. Their morals have always been, let's do what society does. So, that's not immoral. As far as I'm concerned, that's not a standard at all. It's definitely not a standard that I want to live up to. I have the opposite standard. So if society's doing something, I go out of my way to not do it because fuck them. And maybe that's stupid, maybe that's a little immature, but 9 times out of 10, I'm fucking right. So, anyway, I gotta go inside, I got all these groceries. I have a fucking headache. I think I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna douse myself in essential oils. Maybe make myself some vegetables. Drink some coconut water. I don't know. I don't know if I should just fast and just try to see how long I can go without eating anything at all and see if that clears my system out, because I know that it does that. But I don't want to make myself totally weak. Yeah, just see how long you can go. And then eat when you have to eat. That's it. That's what fasting is, baby. Anyway. Yeah, so this is an example of a choice. Okay? I made a choice not to get a smartphone. And the reason why I made the choice not to get a smartphone is because it's called a smartphone for a reason. They're literally mocking society. So people can laugh at me all they want and assume that I live in, you know, Mayberry or whatever the fuck. That's where my dad lives, I swear. But it's like, why would you want to just go along with things because everybody else is? To me, there's nothing more boring than that. But it's also very ominous. And I guess you really do have to be a conspiracy theorist, like a hardcore, full-blown schizophrenic conspiracy theorist in order to just go, no, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't matter if it would make my life more convenient. I'm not going to do that because fuck you, you know? But, yeah, I mean, you have to be crazy to be a conspiracy theorist. You have to be crazy to question anything, I guess. Because most people don't look at the world like it's an ominous place. Most people don't think, oh yeah, everybody's out to get me. I'm being poisoned. Most people don't even think, could they be poisoning me? You know, could they be lying to me? Could they be selling me shit that I actually don't need? They just want to make money off of my dumb ass?